What is happening, Sunday sports bettors? This is Jemiah from the To the Window Sports Betting Podcast, and we are live on Sunday around 12:30 in the afternoon. By the time you get this, it'll be about 1:30 or 2. And not a lot of games going on today, but there's some edges to be had out there. I had to keep it real, man. Like, to be quite honest, this month has been absolutely terrible. It's not been good from a betting standpoint, but of course, I decided to change my entire strategy for the WNBA before the season started because I want to be a smart guy. And I think in the long run, it will be profitable. But for right now, it's the struggle is real, and mainly props and totals are getting there. Props are kind of struggling right now. I'm going the square route on the props and doing the overs and whatnot. But let me see how we did yesterday. We did okay in the NBA. Yeah, props in the WNBA have just been not doing well. But to keep it going, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plays today. 3 of them are in the WNBA, 1 in Major League Baseball, and 1 in the shady ass UFL. And I would like to say that I really like not having a lot of options, because giving me options, I'm going to take them. But we're going to get right into it with the UFL plays and the justification for said plays. The first game, I think this UFL game starts at 6. Actually, I don't think I know. I got to stop saying that. The Louisville Kings and the Columbus Aviators. Louisville they're the Draft Kings, oddly enough, but they have clinched their playoff spot with Birmingham losing yesterday to Dallas Renegades. We had we had Dallas in that game, and I think we had the over, if I'm not mistaken, and we did not cash on the over, but we cashed on Dallas. So we're going to take the under in this game, the Louisville Kings and Columbus Aviators. Columbus has been eliminated for a while. They traded their quarterback. They have nothing to play for. Eliminated from the playoffs. Louisville Kings, DraftKings, have nothing to play for because they're in the playoffs. You know how it is in the NFL. This is not the NFL, but you know how it is in the NFL. When you clinch a playoff spot, you rest everybody. You don't want to get anybody hurt. So we're going to take the under in the Columbus Aviators and Louisville Kings game. And then we're also taking the Columbus Aviators plus the 1.5. These guys are playing for film and spots, just like in the NFL. They're playing for their next job, ideally, and to get some tape out there on themselves for their next gig or next potential gig. And I think Columbus will come to play. These are professional athletes, ? But they are. I mean, they're more of an athlete than I'll ever be. So we're going to take Columbus plus the 1.5 for the game. They got a shot to win this thing outright. I think they do win it outright. And I don't think Louisville really cares. I think they're prepping for their next game in the playoffs. I haven't done a deep dive. I'm not going to do a deep dive into the playoffs for the UFL. I mean, I'm going to look into it, but it's going to be, I think, 4 games, probably 8 teams. 1 and 2. Yeah. So it should be a semifinal, then a final. So 4 teams, 2 games, championship. There you go. And that's it for the UFL. So the under in the Louisville Kings and the Columbus Aviators, and we're taking the Columbus Aviators plus 1.5. Unit on each. Or yeah. Again, you can follow along with all these bets, in the Pickett app or the Juice Reel app. If you don't see a bet I've made in Pickett, guarantee you it's in Juice Reel. Because some books aren't available on Pickett for free, and I'm not paying if I don't have to pay to track my bets. So you can find any of them here or there, and you'll see how bad this month has been for me, betting the WNBA and everything like that. But on to Major League Baseball, which has been doing okay, to be honest with you. But we are taking the Twins on the money line against the Pittsburgh Pirates, as their, in my opinion, their bats are too inconsistent for me. And you're giving me plus money on Zebby Matthews as a Minnesota starter. Granted, he's only got 2 MLB starts, but he had 7 scoreless innings in his debut against Miami. I'm not betting against Ashcraft for the Pirates. I'm not betting against him. I'm following the money, as I always do, the market price on this thing. And I've got Minnesota plus 136. Combine that with the Pirates having just inconsistent bats. I think that this is a good spot on a Sunday to get Minnesota. I think it's way overpriced. So we're going to take the Minnesota Twins at plus money on the money line to beat the Pittsburgh Pirates. And finally, we're going to get into this WNBA, not slate. There's only one game. It's at 3:30, but it is the Las Vegas Aces against the Golden State Valkyrie. Valkyrie have a legitimate home court advantage. One of the best in the league. If you haven't watched them play, they've got older ladies in the crowd dressed as Valkyrie from like the Thor movies, and the like with Viking horns and helmets. And that was if I'm not mistaken, that was like a Wednesday night game, and the crowd, it's packed in there. They're much like Portland in that they have a lot of international women playing for them. But they've been in the league for a year. And I think that this team is really good. And now the line has moved to the Aces are now favored by 2.5. I think that's public money. Actually, that is public money, moving the line like that. And the books want to attract some Valkyrie attention to cover their bases, and that's fine. And I'm getting more than a bucket. So we're going to take the Golden State Valkyries plus 2.5 for a full unit. So the Valkyries can just win the game, or they can lose by less than 2 points. I think they win the game. That being said, I got 2 props in this game, just point totals. I know props have been going rough. It's gonna get better, but we're kind of bucking the trend here. I'm gonna go with an under on the league MVP, Asia Wilson. They have her point total set at 24.5 points today. And what if I told you that she has only scored over 24 points one time this season? One time. And in that game, she went for 45. Every other game this season, she has not gone over 24 points. So we're taking Asia Wilson under 24.5 points. The line is set way too high. It should be 21 or 22. And I think, under 24.5 points. Plug that in your draft picks and your draft kings or your prize picks. That's plug that into your prize picks, your underdogs, your fantasy, and all that stuff. And then we're going to take Veronica Burton of the Golden State Valkyries. We're taking her over 13.5 points. She has gone over this in 4 out of 6 games. I think 4 out of 6, 6 out of 8. But she has a zigzag thing going where she'll go over and under and over and under. In the last game she played in, I think she had 17. In the game before that, she had 11. That being said, with this being a closer game, I think her and Chelsea Gray are gonna do some battle. I think that Veronica Burton should have a good game. Over 13.5 points is worth a look. If props weren't running so badly, honestly, I would take her overs on threes. I would take Chelsea Gray's over on assists. There's a lot I would take. Kennedy Carter, I would take her over on points. They got her set at 16.5. That girl is just a walking bucket, and it is impressive. But that's it, guys. Almost 10 minutes in, 6 plays. I'm going to get out of your hair. I hope you guys are having a great Sunday. But just to run through the card again, we're taking the Golden State Valkyries plus 2.5 against the Las Vegas Aces. We are taking Asia Wilson under 24.5 points against the Golden State Valkyries. We're taking Veronica Burton over 13.5 points against the Las Vegas Aces. We are taking the Minnesota Twins against the Pittsburgh Pirates to win against the Pittsburgh Pirates at plus money. And in the UFL, the shady-ass league that is the UFL, we are taking the under 46 in the Louisville Kings and Columbus Aviators game, and we're taking the Columbus Aviators plus 1.5. You guys have a great Sunday. Don't bet what you can't afford to lose, and if a bet makes you sweat, you're not doing it right, guys. You guys stay up on this Sunday. Have a great day. Let's get to this money to the window. Jemiah will holler at you. Love.